Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Just Another Talk. On this episode, we're going to be talking about this plot for UFC 329, which was also labeled UFC 250. I don't even know what to call it. And supposedly, there was supposed to be some people there who were trying to, let's just say, delete some folks there. But without further ado, let's jump into the first video.
Fox News alert, the UFC fight at the White House was the target of a drone and sniper terror plot.
Uh-oh.
Kevin Cork here with the latest. Kevin.
Oh, let us know,
The
Kev.
entire plot may have actually been stopped thanks to a concerned mom in Ohio. It's an incredible story. And by the way, those concerns led to arrests across the country.
Well, looky here. I would have never guessed this is what the dude looked like.
In Nebraska, in Missouri, in California, and Ohio, where investigators say that man, 19-year-old Tyson Proper's mom, called cops sharing concerns about her son's recent conduct, including firearms purchases and his communication with people online. And according to authorities, thanks to that call, the FBI was able to foil a coordinated drone and sniper terror plot targeting the White House's UFC fight night.
Give that woman a medal. He's 19 years old, though. Damn. 19 going on 45. He looked crazy. Oh, man. I can't see the rest of his body, but I'm willing to bet he's probably fat, too.
Officials say explosive-laden drones were planned to strike nearby buildings and trigger a stampede, which would then lead the crowd directly to an area near a pre-staged sniper team. And that was just phase one. Phase two called for storming the White House. Thankfully, the FBI caught wind of the plot on June 10th and swiftly took action to eliminate the threat on fight night. So far, 23 individuals identified. Multiple arrests, as I mentioned, have been made. And experts tonight, Jesse, are warning that this type of technology is incredibly difficult to defeat.
I'm willing to bet that once one of them got caught, they all started roaching out on each other.
This just not future threated drones, the now threated drones. I mean, we saw Spiderweb in Ukraine, that massive operation. This technology is evolving on probably weekly, if not monthly cycles now. And don't think that, people looking to commit malicious acts, terrorists and others, haven't picked up on this. It's cheap. It's very difficult to defeat.
The great Dan Bongino. Meantime, Vice President J.D. Vance says the left needs to cool it with all the heated rhetoric, and he believes that's what helped to generate this plot.
This is what happens when people turn the rhetoric up so loud that disagreeing with somebody is a cause for violence. That's the place that we've come to, unfortunately, with too much of our political rhetoric. We got to tell everybody to tone it down. I think a lot of my Democratic colleagues in Washington have got to look themselves in the mirror and say, why is so much of this political violence coming from our side of the spectrum? Maybe they can do something different.
I mean, we don't really know much about them yet. At least not yet. How can you blame Democrats? Maybe they just wanted to make a name for themselves. I don't know. Judging by what the dude looked like, at least the one guy we saw, he might look a little Republican. I'm just saying, listen, I'm on nobody's team here. I'm just looking at things from a neutral perspective. I don't care what side he's on. I'm glad they stopped him. Dude, and all 23 of them are crazy, okay? They need help. Help. They need to be put in jail, okay? Because what they were trying to do is insane.
Spot on. Meantime, thousands of Americans were at that event. They just wanted to celebrate our nation's 250th birthday, and it was almost an absolute nightmare. Luckily, the FBI was there to stop it. We should also point out that authorities seized several boxes of ammunition from Tyson Proper and this painted rifle with the American flag on it. We also understand that while speaking with investigators, apparently Proper ratted out others involved in the alleged plot.
You heard that? Let's go back just 5 seconds. Let's go back real quick.
And this painted rifle with the American flag on it. We also understand that while speaking with investigators, apparently Proper ratted out others involved.
I told you. They're not built for it. They're not about this life. He ratted immediately. He's probably still going to jail for a long time. I'm willing to bet he's going to jail for a long time
in the alleged plot. Meantime, sources tonight, Jesse, tell us that at this point there's no foreign nexus regarding this plot, which thankfully never materialized. Hat tip to the good folks in law enforcement, in particular Secret Service and FBI, Jesse.
Yep, job well done. Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, that's crazy. Imagine if this would have went down. Oh man, the hysteria would have been insane. Let's watch this other video about this.
250 event. Far in connection to an.
So let's see. Tyson Proper, Brian Omar Rowe, Michael Allen Thomas. So far, we got a pattern here, except for the little tan dude right here. I don't know.
Alleged planned attack on the White House UFC free.
What's this? Daniel Eskridge and Abraham. I don't even know how to pronounce his middle name, but his last name is Alvarez. Damn it. There's a Hispanic in the group. Shit. Why I gotta be an Alvarez? That's all right. At least he's not Dominican, I don't think.
Freedom 250 event. Investigators say the plot called for drones to drop explosives on the crowd, which would then force people to flee toward pre-staged snipers. Then a second wave of attackers was going to breach the White House gates. The mother of one of the alleged suspects, Tyson Proper, allegedly contacted authorities over concerns about his recent behavior and firearm purchases, which ultimately led to.
I always say you can't trust people with neck beards. Gotta be careful. If his beard don't go all the way up to his cheeks, don't trust him. And if it goes too far up the cheeks, you might not want to trust him either. I'm just, hey, don't shoot the messenger, okay? I'm just saying, okay? Don't cancel me, all right? I'm just trying to get started on this YouTube career, okay?
His arrest and help foil this plot. Former FBI special agent and Fox News contributor Nicole Parker was at that UFC event, and she joins us now. Nicole, what level of carnage are we possibly?
Nicole looked like she wore a little bit too much bronzer, but hey, again, listen, I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm letting the intrusive thoughts win on this episode, but I just had to say it.
Possibly talking about if this plot was carried out?
Yeah, what would have happened? Tell us, Nicole.
Todd, it would have been horrific. I can tell you it was a
No
very
shit.
epic event. It was one of a kind.
Of course.
It was symbolic.
Of course it
was
was.
patriotic.
Right.
The location itself, trust me, these offenders, that was
What's more American than white people beating the shit out of each other? Patriotic at its finest.
highly targeted. The White House is the symbol of America, freedom, celebration of America's birthday. It happened to fall on President Trump's birthday. There's nothing more that these individuals wanted than to wreak havoc, to create fear and chaos and death and destruction. And that will not be tolerated. We will not live in fear. But I have to give credit to the parents of Tyson Proper.
Right.
They are the ones that blew the lid off of this plot.
Right.
They knew that their son was up to something
Crazy.
nefarious.
Oh, my bad.
They were looking at things that he was, chatting about online. They were listening to conversations, and it didn't sound right. And they contacted their local law enforcement. I read the 9-page criminal complaint out of the Southern District of Ohio for Proper. There are 4 federal counts to include attempted murder of a federal officer or employee of the United States, firearms charges.
Yeah, he's going to jail for a while. Just, what do you think the conversations were that the mom heard of her son? Like, what do you think he was saying that really made her be like, oh no, I gotta alert the FBI because my kid is crazy? Just imagine that. I've said this in previous episodes, I'll say it again. If I ever did anything of this caliber, I'd be more afraid of what my mom would do than what the federal government, the police, the FBI, CIA, anybody, name whatever 3-letter agency you want. I'd be so much more afraid of my mom than I would of these people, because she would whoop my ass every day for the rest of my life. It is what it is. And also, one other thing, this dude's 19. Is he living at home? Like, what is he doing? It's like playing video games all day. Like, my boy, you need a job, bro. I think he needed a job. He found the wrong friends, got connected, and decided to do some dumb shit. Because this is pretty stupid. Let's see what this guy has to say.
Images. The first image, I believe, that we're going to show
we saw
is
that already.
a rifle that belonged to her son, according to authorities. The other is a screen grab, several screen grabs showing aerial images and maps of the Washington, D.C. area and discussing where snipers possibly would be.
Oh, wait, they got the text? Oh, no, they were using iPhones too? Oh, boy. You guys are stupid.
Related to the White House. This is all evidence that is posted on an official court docket right now, an official government document. But I will say 19-year-old Tyson Proper's mother called police after she was concerned about his purchases and
we heard that
communications
already.
with people online. It then led them to conversations that he allegedly had with someone named Brian Roa and Michael Thomas in Southern California. They appear appeared
California.
yesterday before a federal judge. We're also told that there is a suspect in Nebraska and one in Missouri as well. So what we're being told here, Kaylee and everyone on the couch, is that this
what are
alleged
we being
plot
told?
consisted of a plan to have drones that were
we
actually
know that
armed
already.
with some type of firepower go and attack buildings around the White House. And once people left, they were going to have snipers nearby attacking some of the people leaving. This was a serious plot. The FBI, the Secret Service investigating this right now. And as you heard the deputy director of the Secret Service right there say that they believe there are more people out there. Right now, though, 5 people facing these charges. And it's incredible to go through these documents and see what
I'm
happened.
pretty
But
sure
it
there's
appears
more
that it
people
was
out
this
there.
19-year-old's mother in Ohio who really spilled the beans on this
All
entire
right,
case
she's the
by
true
letting
hero.
people know that she had some concerns about her son, Kaylee.
Thank goodness that mom did that. And that 19-year-old is the one I mentioned who was alleged to use his graduation money to purchase these weapons. Wow, David, thank you for this update.
Thanks, Kaylee.
Graduation money. How much money did he get? If you know anything about flying drones, I have a drone and I do fly my drone and I shoot content with it. But one thing you have to know, or one thing that you should know about drones, is the fact that you can't just get a drone and fly it anywhere, okay? It's called geofencing, number one. Number two, every time you purchase a drone, it has a unique number, kind of like you and I have a social security number, if you're not an illegal alien, but that's not for today's topic. Anyways, the point is those drones are easily identifiable. And before I fly anywhere, I need to not only agree to the terms and services, but I also need to be connected to Wi-Fi in order to disclose that I'm flying in said area. Now, one other thing I know about drones, when you fly your drone into an area that has drone tracking, it literally picks up your drone, but not only that there's a drone there, but it will tell you the person's location. It will tell you, it'll tell you where the drone is. It'll tell you where the person who is flying the drone is, so the controller, exactly where it is. Like, it will give you coordinates, okay? So it's not like, at least from what I know about drones, that this plan would have worked. Like, I'm pretty sure they had geofencing. So the moment that the drone flies close enough within a distance that Secret Service has designated, of course, I guarantee you that they're jamming the signal. And once your drone loses signal, it doesn't continue to fly. It actually stops and it goes back to where it was launched from, okay? Because when you launch the drone, it will ping itself to that spot. So if the battery is almost dying, or again, you lose signal, or your controller dies, it literally flies right back to where you launched it from. I don't think that it would have worked very well. Plus, these dummies would have been fighting against trained men, like grown-ass men who do this for a living. This would have been like going to the basketball court and KD is there or Steph Curry is there and thinking you can play them on a one-on-one and you're gonna beat them. Like, bro, they do this for a living. Let's see if we could find the documents, because clearly is this one of the guys? The alleged ringleader of the failed terror attack targeting UFC Freedom 250 is an illegal alien, Abraham Alvarez. Damn. Well, he's Mexican. All right, cool. He's Mexican, so I feel a little better. Regardless, he planned, organized, and directed the planned attack. He was arrested by the FBI on June 14th at ICE.gov, has lodged a detainer against him. Oh boy. Holy shit. Is this it? Oh shit, this is his. Oh, so okay, I got that. That wasn't that hard to find. Probable cause. On or about June 10th, 2026, approximately 9:18 p.m., officers with the Knox County Sheriff's Office and Danville Police Department were dispatched to an address in Knox County in reference to a disturbance. The caller, identified as the mother of FBI subject Tyson Proper, was concerned about her son due to the recent conduct, including firearms purchases and communication with certain individuals online. Proper's father stated that in addition to the above behavior, Proper quit his job recently in preparation to meet the individuals he had been interacting with online to conduct missions and recons. His father did not have any additional information about the identities of the people with whom Proper was speaking. So this is an interview with his mom. I contacted Proper's mother for a telephone interview for additional information. She detailed that Proper had recently begun interacting with a group online that was comprised of individuals who claimed to be ex-military and Christian-based. She didn't know the name of the group, but they expressed ultra-religious and anti-government sentiment, specifically citing grievances about government corruption, the handling of the Epstein files, data centers taking up all the water in communities and other government actions. Proper's mother detailed that talking with these individuals online has caused Proper to lean heavily into his religion, and she believed that those individuals were using religion to manipulate and influence her son. Oh boy. So he was crazy. Religious nut. All right. Sounds about proper. Pun intended. Let's see what else we have here. When she asked Proper what he was doing, he said he couldn't tell her exactly what he was doing, but that they were looking at multiple different locations and intended to conduct recon as well as hit and run missions. Proper's mother believed hit and run missions meant conducting shootings and then leaving. Oh yeah, basically. Holy shit. You imagine your kid telling you, hey, yeah, no, I'm just, I'm going to go do recon and do some hit and run missions. What? What? My mom is duct taping me to the chair and she's not letting me go until I give her answers that she feels are justified. And if I say anything that my mom does not like, she's not only beating my ass, putting me on the street, but she's also calling the cops. So, oh, they interviewed Proper too. Okay, so let's see. During the interview, Proper admitted to planning with others a coordinated attack against the United States government during the UFC event scheduled to take place on the White House lawn in Washington, D.C. on Sunday, June 14th, 2026. According to Proper, some members of the group who would participate in the attack began communicating with one another in or around March 2026 via a TikTok group called Vanguard of the Old. The members of the group stated that they wanted to protect the United States, which they believed was headed in the wrong direction. Members of the group believed that the United States needed to be torn down so that it could be rebuilt. Of course, that's what they believed. Some expressed a desire that people who were involved with Jeffrey Epstein should not govern the country. Members shared information with each other on TikTok group to show their trustworthiness and commitment to the cause, such as identifying documents and videos of their abilities and workouts. Oh, smooth. So not only did you guys communicate via social media apps, which is pretty stupid, but you also sent clear evidence that you were willing and committed to doing this. Oh, these geniuses. Some of the more serious members of the group, including Proper, moved their communications over to the encrypted communications app Signal. Nothing's completely encrypted, okay? Unless you built the network yourself, it's definitely not encrypted. Like, I would never use any of those apps and think I'm a lot safer on those apps than just any other app. It might be a little harder to get in, but at the end of the day, when the government comes knocking with a warrant or a subpoena or whatever it is they come knocking with to get information from companies, the companies are going to fork it over. There, they planned an attack for the upcoming White House UFC event. Proper believed many of the group members had prior military experience. The group was broken up into 3 tiers, with tier 1 having to meet physical fitness standards and acquire equipment such as personal body armor and firearms. Proper admitted to being one of the team leaders. Oh, Proper. Oh, he's going to jail for a while, guys. He is going to jail for some time. Proper described the general plan for the attack. All members would leave their homes on Friday or Saturday, June 12th or 13th, to meet up in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Proper himself was planning to drive, taking his weapons and body armor, including an AR-15, and all his ammunition, tactical vests, and ballistic plates. He planned to take extra body armor for other members of the group. He also planned to pick up another member of the group on the way who was hoping to acquire a firearm from a friend or his employer. Oh my God. Yo, these guys are a wreck. But listen, in all honesty, you know what's one thing that does come to mind, and I'm not saying that this is what happened or this is what I'm thinking, it's just something that comes to mind, is some of the people who were egging this dude on, who say they have prior military experience, be a part of a rogue element in the government. Is it possible? I mean, anything's possible, I guess. But it's just one thing that comes to mind when I'm reading all this, because it really all seems to lay at the feet of Proper. Now, obviously, it's preliminary. I'm just judging it by what I'm reading here, but this is crazy. According to Proper, the plan as he knew it was to stage a demonstration on the north side of the White House. While the demonstration was taking place, the group would fly small unmanned aircraft, i.e. drones, laden with unspecified explosive devices which would detonate over the north side of the UFC arena. When the unmanned aircraft detonated, the intent was to force the crowd attending the UFC event and high high-value targets to evacuate to the south. Proper stated that the plan was for members of his group to act as snipers and additional shooters, preferably with long guns staged at or near the southern evacuation point to conduct shootings of the members of the crowd and HVTs as they fled from the explosive devices which had just been detonated. The HVTs included both wealthy people and politicians. Oh yeah, he's getting buried under the jail for sure. We're never going to hear from him ever again. According to Proper, this attack was designated to jumpstart a revolution in the United States. Yeah, I don't think this is how you jumpstart a revolution, but this would have probably been a bad idea. Very bad. And to be quite frank, they're sounding more and more Republican the more that I read. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it quacks like a duck. It's not a donkey. Nowadays, with all this identifying as, maybe it is a donkey. Anyways, during Proper's June 11th interview, he stated that he originally learned of anti-government protests in Washington, D.C. after it was advertised on TikTok by a user identified as Shepard. Does that sound familiar? Anybody remember General Shepard from Call of Duty?
You have the DSM. We got it, sir. Good. That's one less loose end.
He further detailed Shepard directed the actions that would take place during the event and that Shepard was the primary individual involved with planning. Proper directly stated that Shepard was the leader of the group and described him as aggressive in tactical planning. He believed Shepard was approximately 30 years old and possibly prior military. Finally, Proper also indicated that Shepard was the one who created the group tier systems. Yeah, so craziness, man. This is all nuts. This is insane. I guess it's good that they didn't get away with this because I think it would have started a shitstorm. But I also think that, clearly we don't have the best people attempting to do these things, because if we did, we probably have a whole lot of problems. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and until next time.